Okay, guys, this is the short lecture that I'm going to give that I gave to students today, looking at a model text of first of all, the introduction of the Q2 research paper, and then second of all, of an example of a body paragraph. I do want to mention that these two paragraphs are not from the same paper, so the facts will be different. Do not worry about that. Over here on the side, you can also see that I have a variety of um, comments. You will be able to see those comments when I share this document with you, as I will on Classroom. Okay, so first of all, this beginning section here that you see, that is an attention-getting sentence. It says, a pair of pants, golf balls, small towels, duct tape, surgical gloves, and more than 20 plastic bags were found in the stomach of a gray whale that washed up on the California coast. That's an attention-getting sentence. An example of a bad sentence to start your paper out would be, in this case, this paper will cover the use of single-use plastics. That's not an attention-getting sentence. The example here that's highlighted is. Next, we move to the next example that I have highlighted, and this is the student's topic question. It says, due to the cheap cost of plastic, manufacturing companies tend to use plastic packaging and features that are only intended to be used one time and then thrown out. But is this a good idea? Now, this student's topic question, as it came off of the topic sheet, was, should single-use plastics be banned? As you can see, he took that and crafted that into a more advanced sentence. You should do the same thing. So you will need to present your question, but do it in a way that advances it, like you see here. The next highlighted sentence is the thesis statement. It says, single-use plastic should be banned and replaced with biodegradable products. So, question, answer. Both are clear to the reader. Next, you will see three major concerns regarding single-use plastics are that this part is highlighted, take a very long time to break down naturally, consistently harm marine life, and sadly, a majority of them end up as litter. These are the three main points. And again, it is written in an advanced writing manner. It doesn't say the three main points will be. It says the three major concerns regarding single-use plastics are, and then he presents them. The final sentence you see serves as a transition sentence, and it says, how did the use of dangerous plastics become so commonplace? That is a transition sentence. Your transition sentence should not always be a question, but sometimes it can be a question. And in this case, it lets us know that for the next paragraph of this paper, he was going to cover the use of plastics historically. You will also see that there are some sentences that are not highlighted, but because it's an advanced writing class, this student correctly made sure that he had some other information in his introduction. Not too much information, of course, but just enough to enhance his introduction. Next, we will move on to an example body paragraph. Again, this paragraph is from a different paper, so these two things do not go together, but this is a really good example of a body paragraph. It says, first of all, a concern people should have about climate change is what to do with climate refugees. As you can see, that serves as main point number one. The next sentence, which says, many people in the United States and other countries will have trouble relocating due to financial concerns. That is subpoint number one. So they're talking about, there's a concern about what to do with climate refugees, and then the subpoint is the fact that many climate refugees do not have the money to move far away from their climate-affected area. This is an example in parentheses of an in-text citation. You will notice through this first paragraph that this writer has 4 in-text citations in this first paragraph. That's probably the maximum number you want to have. You are only required to have 1 per body paragraph, but this student got an A on this paper, so that will tell you sort of what the expectation is. The expectation to get an A is to not meet the basic requirements, but to meet the basic requirements and then go above and beyond that. Here is an example of a student giving a specific example reflecting a point in their paper. The sentence before this highlighted sentence says, secondary displacement is when people have to relocate more than once because they did not get far enough away the first time they were displaced. The highlighted sentence says, for example, a family in China was displaced by Typhoon Megi. They were later displaced again because of Typhoon Haiema. So this writer did not just tell me that sometimes secondary displacement is an issue. This writer told me that, and then she gave me an example of a double displacement. Here, I'll just mention here too, guys, this in-text citation where it says Kellett, comma, et al., and the number 10. Kellett is the name of the author. 10 is the page number. From this source, the et al. Means that there was more than one author of this paper. So in addition to Kellett, there were some additional authors. However, you only put the first one that's listed on your MLS citation, then you put et al. Then I know that there's more than one author. If we move down toward the end of the paper, you can see another specific example. This preceding sentences say that droughts and floods can lead to famine. The entire section here at the end is about the fact that third world countries are especially affected by climate refugees. It says researchers say poverty and climate change are linked. The highlighted section says Cyclone Idai has impacted millions of people in Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. The cyclone displaced 87,000 people, and there's in-text citation. All of these country poverty rates in 2019 were above 40%. So this writer didn't just tell me that researchers say poverty and climate change are linked. They gave me an example looking at 3 countries where 40% of their residents are below the poverty line that were displaced by several cyclones, specifically cyclones Idai and Kenneth. The last sentence highlighted says that climate change could cause significant financial damage to people that are forced to relocate due to the harsh conditions they have to face. That's a transition sentence. That tells you next it's going to talk specifically about the financial impact to those individuals who are displaced. Again, this is a mentor and model text for you to refer back to when you are beginning to write your 4 paragraphs. Your first 4 paragraphs are due on Friday. For those of you who are quarantined, they are still due on Friday. In addition to that, there are 16 note cards that are due tomorrow, November 11th. I will put this into Classroom, this information, but you need to make sure that you're taking pictures for this section. Take pictures of all 32 of your note cards in groups of 4. So you will take 8 photos and send all of those to me so that I can see that you have all of your 32 note cards finished. Please contact me if you have questions.